And joining us now is Democratic Senator Gary Peters of Michigan, who joined the picket line in solidarity at the Ford plant in Wayne, Michigan this morning. Senator, thank you very much for taking the time to be with us. Why was it so important for you to be there with the workers?
Well, I wanted to stand in solidarity with the workers who are embarking on this strike, a very critical time for them to make sure that they are able to have fair wages, benefits, secure retirements. You know, these are workers, and I've been around a while. These are workers that sacrificed a great deal to make sure that these companies stayed in business. I was around 2008 and 2009. The union made substantial really accommodations for the companies, a two-wage structure sacrificed, and the companies emerged from that. And now they look at these companies are doing extremely well. They've been doing well for a while. Already this year, combined, over $20 billion in profits. The CEOs and senior executives have gotten very large pay increases and are making hundreds of times of what the average worker makes. And they're saying, we want to be treated fairly. We were there when the company needed us. We're there now every day. The success of the company is a result of the hard work that we're putting forward, and we should be fairly compensated. So I hope the parties are able to come together. Clearly, no one wants to have a strike. No one wants to have a long strike. But a lot is at stake right now, and I think it's at stake not just for the UAW, but also for workers across this country who have also been squeezed, particularly middle-class workers who continue to get squeezed while they see folks at the very top reaping huge financial rewards. Well,
not a small thing also for the White House is there's an election in 2024, and a long-term strike, a lengthy strike, would have a huge impact on the economy and on public attitudes. The president's under water in the polls. What role should the president be playing? He's going to speak at any moment from the Roosevelt Room. And we know that it's difficult for him. He's a very pro-labor president. Michigan is a critical state. You know better than I. But how does he play this down the middle?
Well, you know, right now you have to let the process move forward in collective bargaining. Collective bargaining is about making sure that both parties have a chance to come to the bargaining table and negotiate and come to an agreement that works for both sides. So that has to continue to play out. It's not about the government getting involved in negotiating these contracts. That's what the unions are for, and they are the ones that need to continue to drive that process. But I know, you know, you talk about some of the politics associated with it. We have to remember that right now unions have a moment. If you look at public opinion polls and the favorability of unions, it is very high. In fact, it's the highest it's been since the 1960s. Folks look at labor unions and how important they are in order to bring wages up for middle-class workers. You know, when I think about 1960, the last time these favorability ratings were so high, the average CEO made 30 times what the average worker makes in this country. That was at the peak of the union movement. Unfortunately, unions have membership is down, but with right now you have CEOs that make several hundred times what the average worker makes. And that's why young people in particular are very encouraged by unions, are looking to form unions. So the country is looking at this and looking at the UAW and the workers and saying, we hope you're successful. We hope that you're able to get a fair share, because that would be a fair share.
Senator, I'm going to interrupt you only because the leader of your party, the president, has just walked in.